Not the waste that you use at your house and then you throw away. The one on your body. So I have to tell you guys a story very quickly. I've never seen the gentleman at my workplace this excited before. Some came to work earlier than usual, and I'm like, what's going on? But yesterday, there was a poster that was posted in one of our work groups, and, they saw who the guests were, and people were literally screaming in the group. And the guys at ZiFM, if I can say, are very, very difficult to impress. So I have to say, this individual, we actually have two beautiful ladies in studio, but we're going to be talking to each one in different segments. But the one that we're about to talk to is the one that was on the poster, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" People were screaming like, so fire emojis in the group chat. I was like, guys, is this still normal? I don't know, man. I don't know. But if I can tell you, the first time I was introduced to her was on Muvango, a very long time ago, when we used to have like Wistec decoders in our household before DSTV was even like a thing in people's houses. And I saw this beautiful, beautiful woman, and she played this part, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And she was young then, so in my head I was like, okay, as young as she is, she's in this what can we call it, a telenovela of some sort?
Yeah, soapy. And
she was so good in languages, and she was so I didn't understand. I was like, is this like a normal thing where someone can be proud to have their language and speak it so articulately, so young and doing her thing? So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, allow me to introduce the first guest for today. Actually, I think in other circles they call her Sims. Yeah. In my circle, I'm going to call Murora Wedu in Zimbabwe. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
A lot of the times, I don't think people actually do your full name, right? They usually just say Sims. So it's actually Simphiwe Ngema. Yeah?
Yes.
Did I say it correctly?
Yes, you said it correctly.
Oh, fantastic. So how you doing?
I am good. I'm great. I'm just excited to be in Zim for the first time. It's been amazing.
For whatever reason, I actually thought you've been here before, because of our child. So
no,
I
thought had my Zim person at home.
Oh, jeez. You need to actually do like another trip, which just involves,
definitely
our family.
Definitely.
But it's amazing to have you in the country. Let's quickly go back. I want to just take Zimbabweans back to the journey of you. You are an actress, and there's so many other, hats to you. First and foremost, your mother, but then everything else comes after. So let's take it to the beginning. Soweto?
Yes, I was born in Soweto in 1989.
Yo, I didn't say give us your age, though, girl.
Well,
man,
I'm a grown woman.
Really grown. Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in Soweto. I grew up in Soweto, and Alex and Tembisa, because my dad's family and my mom's family, they were both from Alex, but my dad's family then later moved to Tembisa. So we moved away from Soweto when I was 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
To go to the West Rand.
Yeah.
And I've been so blessed to have lived in different places, so I can fit in anywhere. I can connect with anyone. Because when we moved to the West Rand is almost like a farm type of vibe. I was there until I was 13, and then we moved to Sandton. So I always say this, that I can fit in anywhere. You put me in Sandton, I'll fit in perfectly. Put me in a farm, I'll fit in perfectly. Take me to the hood.
You'll be there.
I will be there. And I will fit in perfectly.
Oh, wow. But where does the acting journey actually start? Because it's not like you just woke up one day and you're like, hey man, I'm on Muvango, or whichever platform you actually started on. But take us through that journey. You've moved, you've come to... Did this start when you were now in Sandton, or it had started previously?
Yeah, I started acting when I was 16 years old. I've always known that I wanted to be a performer. I was that child that would dance in front of the TV, watching Beyonce and trying to do everything that Beyonce's doing. And I went to an audition for The Lion King.
The Lion King?
Yes. So that's how my career started. And I didn't get the role. I did not get the role.
No
but
ways.
The casting director was Ubab Dumandlovu. Ubab Dumandlovu is... he is the executive producer for Mubango. He was also producing another show at the time, which was called The Game. And I was cast for The Game. And oh my gosh, I was there with your Cindy Latus, your Mary Twalas, your Leleti Kumalos. And here I am as a 16-year-old, and I am literally working with the best in the industry, and people that I've looked up to all my life, people that I've been watching on TV all my life. I remember the first rehearsal, I was so starstruck. starstruck.
I mean, Lerato Mtolo, you'll be like, girl, hello.
You know,
Hello.
like, I mean, we used to dance to
Sarafina.
Sarafina. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and here I am given an opportunity to work with such great people. It was a blessing.
Wow.
Really. Yeah.
Okay, we need to talk some more about your career, and then we're going to get into the nitty-gritties of why you are here, as well as speak to another phenomenal woman who's in studio with us today, and just catch up on why the ladies are here.
Feel it, love it, live it. A decade of Z. My station.
2:34 on the 2nd of June 2023, and you're listening to your number one radio station, ZiFM Stereo, my station, your station. Hanging out with two phenomenal ladies. I haven't introduced the other one, but that one is a big wig. The other one that I haven't introduced, man. When we talk of speaking, when we talk of mining, logistics, she's in there. But right now we're just talking to Sims just quickly on her journey around her career, and I see a lot of people from Lawaya coming through and they're like, yo man, a lot of heat. We love that, and we love you. That's what they're saying.
Oh,
so you're starstruck. You're in this place with all these big, phenomenal women, actresses, actors, and you're doing this game. And then, at what point do we move to Muvango?
I went back to school after the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I started the game at the age of 16, and I was still busy with school, studying journalism. So I went back to school. I went to finish my degree, and then afterwards I got an audition for Muvango, and that's how I got my big break. I mean, the game was a big break, and it was a big gig. Compared to where other people start. I mean, how many people can say I started with such big names, at such a young age? And I didn't take that for granted. I knew that it was a blessing straight from God. And then, Dumandlovu called me to come audition for Muvango. And I actually auditioned so many times.
Really? Not the first time?
No, I didn't get it the first time.
Let's try to go back to the drawing board.
I didn't get the first time. I had to audition and audition and audition and
until
audition.
Finally.
And until I got it.
Was it working on your craft, or was it just, you just being
It was the
assistant?
character that they needed to write, or they needed to figure out where to place me. Because, sometimes you don't get a role because of the way you look.
Yes.
You don't have the look for that role. I think that's what it was. They were just trying to figure out where do we place her. Yeah.
And then finally they did.
Yes.
And really the rest is actually quite history, hey? Because now we're here.
Yeah, now
that's
we're
all I'm
here.
saying. Now we're here. I know there's a lot of controversy in between, a lot of breakups, a lot of loss, heartache, heartbreak. But I just want to ask you very quickly, how does one get through all of that you've been through? And we can have like a whole show around it.
Yeah.
But I really want to understand where your center of strength comes from.
Definitely my family, my parents. They have been my strength. We are so close with my family. And I always say this, if you get family right, you can conquer anything. I get along with my sister so well, to a point that our kids call all of us mommy. Like they don't know who's auntie, they don't know we are all mummies, And that is so important, to have that family structure and to have a proper, like, people that are going to be your strength, irrespective
Genuinely.
of what you're going through. I can fully be myself when I'm with my family. I don't feel judged. I don't feel out of place. I am at home in every way possible, because I know that they feel what I feel. If I'm hurt, they're hurt on my behalf. If I am crying, they cry with me. If I am happy, they're genuinely happy. And I say this a lot. I don't have a lot of friends.
And I was about to
my
ask.
sisters are my friends. My
Yeah.
sisters are my besties. I do have a couple of friends that have been there since I was little, but my sisters have been like the core.
Yeah, and I always say this, the more you grow, even in this kind of work that we do, the less friends you actually have, because you have to mind your privacy. You have to mind what's going on around you, because it just takes one person taking out a phone and taking you with your leg on top of a couch or something, and it's done.
Also, people are so fake in the entertainment industry.
Yo,
They are
girl, you better say it.
So fake, and I think that's the reason why I try not expose myself too much in terms of hanging around with the people in the industry and whatever. I keep to myself a lot, and I always hang around my family because that's where I can fully be myself. Like I said, I don't want to have to tiptoe around people. I don't want to feel like I'm stepping on eggshells all the time or whatever. I just want to be me. You know, I just want to be crazy me, dance when I want to, and not feel like, oh my gosh, people are taking photos, they're going to be posting, they're going to do this,
they're taking the wrong angle,
go to the media. So I really, all the credit goes to my parents for raising us to be close and raising us to understand that family is so important.
Shout out to mom and dad, man.
Yeah, shout out to my mom and dad.
Shout out to mom and dad. Even from Zimbabwe, we're seeing it and feeling the genuineness of our daughter. So listen to me saying our daughter.
At that time, she's so young.
Yo. So we have another spectacular lady in studio. I want us to just nibble into a story when we come back, and this is straight after the 2020 news.
Hi, mommy.
Just doing the news very quickly. Ready?
ZiFM Stereo 2020 News headlines.
Mommy, at least now you know why I didn't answer your call.
Go live.
Ministry of Mines and Traditional Leaders clash over grading of mines. Property developer targets world-class standards for previously abandoned park, and Warriors forward Terence Jukamanja wants to stay at Orlando Pirates. The news in detail at the top of the hour.
Thank you, That's the Tammy Moyo song, Casanova. And as promised, we got some amazing women in studio, and we're just catching up with Sims and just finding out her story in terms of her acting career and where she is as we speak, her center of allowing her to be able to navigate through the difficult career that is in the media space. If I'm to say, media is never easy. But there's another lady in studio, and I think this one is an interesting one because she's a brainy one, like exceptionally brainy. I mean, we're all brainy out here, but I always think that women in STEM subjects are like above and beyond. They're like super women of some sort. So not only is she qualified in chemistry, right? She's into different kind of businesses, from mining to logistics, but she's an author and also a speaker. Lerato, did I finish it all? There's more to it. And she's a God-fearing woman on top of everything else.
Please don't go there.
Can I tell someone? Can I tell someone?
To be limited on some drinks.
So, Lerato Mtolo, welcome. It's Mtolo.
Yeah, Mtolo. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Wala zimi.
So you guys are doing something exciting, but can I just quickly have a background to who you are? Apart from what I've already said, let's take this journey a little bit back as well for you, because I'm saying all of these things, but where does Lerato's story actually start?
Okay, anyway, quickly, Lerato is a mother of 3 beautiful baby girls.
Shout out to the girls!
Yeah, and originally from Pretoria, Mahlanyengi, the crazy nation. We're a county on its own. Pretoria.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I'm a wife to the late Pastor Tabani Mtolo, and I'm widowed, and that's one of the reasons we are here.
Yes,
Me and Sims, we connected in a level of pain, but now we took pain and we are just unpacking it into, can we share this journey and share it with other women around the country?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, originally from Sosha, Pretoria, and I'm a chemist. Like you said, I'm an ex-chemist, and I am not a brainy. I'm actually a blonde. Yeah, and
literally.
Yeah, no, I'm blonde. So I'm from the mining industry, and right now, currently, I'm a campus manager, the mining sector, your N1, N2 engineering. Yeah, and yeah, that's me. That's Lerato, a speaker by birth.
Speaker by birth. Can I tap into that specifically? Speaker by birth.
Yeah.
So the theme for your ladies' night, which is the event that you're actually hosting tonight, is nothing missing, nothing broken. So I want to know where this came from, because you guys are saying that you were connected through, pain, through mourning and so forth. But where does today's specific topic come from?
We have learned that just because you're broken doesn't mean you can't do anything with your life. I always say there's a broken heart still beats.
Yes.
A broken heart can still love. A broken heart can still succeed with anything that you do. Just because you've been through a lot doesn't mean you need to stop living. You can still achieve your dreams. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter how painful your life becomes. You can still achieve anything. This comes from me being a widow. There are so many limitations that society will tell you about, that you can't do this, you can't do that because you're widowed. I come from a family that said, you know what, you are not what happens to you. You decide who you want to become after everything that you go through.
You make a decision. You can still rebuild. I believe in rebuilding, and I believe that you can rebuild better than what you've lost. So that's where it comes from. We just want to encourage everybody that's been through a lot that you can still start over. And you can start with God and make it. That's true. Because, you know, for women, it's tough in this world. If I'm to be very honest with you, it's very tough because there's so many boundaries put up for us and so many things that we cannot do or can do. And there's always rules around women. Yet for men, there are not as many rules. So when we have ladies' nights like this, I think it's very important for us to have these conversations with other women who may be feeling like, hey, life is really tough, life is really hard. But what is the theme again? So that we just, nothing broken?
Yes, nothing broken.
Nothing missing.
Nothing missing.
So, I think it's such an important conversation. So, where are we meeting tonight? And what's the theme? What are we dressed up in?
It's a ladies' night. It's a ladies' night. We wear PJs.
Like sexy, silky,
not
whatever, comfortable. Just be comfortable, because we don't want you to worry about what to wear. You know, we want you to be comfortable. It's a PJ party. Just come and have fun. Bring your heart.
Bring your baggage.
Yes, with you.
Bring your issues.
Yes.
And be ready to cry if you have to
cry. Be ready to cry.
You're definitely going to cry.
Be ready to laugh too, though.
We transform minds, we change lives.
We
go deeper. You know, it's a setup where we sat down and we thought, you know, those kind of events where you have your only speaker who's standing up and speak until the event finishes. So this one, we thought, okay, why don't we wear PJs and sit down and we all talk, because amongst the ladies who are seated, someone out there can change my life as a host.
Very true.
Somebody can change my life or a life of another guest or somebody in the audience. So it's a free setup where anyone is like, we all have a mic. We all have a chance to talk, and we are sectioned into 4. It's a diary of a young widow, a diary of a divorcee,
a single woman, and married women have joined us now.
Oh wow!
Because they were complaining.
You know, one of the reasons we engaged married women, because when you single, and you don't have a man,
it's one of those,
and they thinking we want a man. Yes, we want men,
but not yours.
So we try to say your pain is my pain. If we can take an example of a lady who had 3 miscarriages, and a lady who had lost maybe a child after birth, and they go like, but yours were not born yet. But mine were already born. But pain is pain. We share the same pain. Whether you lost 3 miscarriages and I lost the one that was
pain is pain.
Pain is pain. So we're sitting down and we're saying, you are a widow, you are a divorcee, you are a single woman, you are a married woman, but we have something in common. We share that journey of going through something. We are a woman, you know. We share that. We share that. So we can literally separate that. Because Sims lost her husband. Oh, shame. Lerato was divorced. Not a shame.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same. You lost through death, and I lost maybe through issues. So what makes it differ? We say, no, come, let's talk, let's share. I feel your pain, whether it came differently, because people tend to source sympathy when you're raped at a club. It's like, but when you're raped by your uncle, shame.
So we need to understand each other.
The pain is pain.
I'm hearing tolerance, I'm hearing empathy, and sympathizing with people around you, and understanding as well. Very important, very crucial. So we're going to give you some more details around the event tonight, straight after this song, and then we're going to play a little game with you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Small little game, Yana. Don't worry.
ASAP with it.